I got name dropped on Phil DeFranco. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I was actually subscribed to Phil DeFranco. I was like subscriber number 500 back in the OG YouTube days. I actually unsubbed a few years later when his content was more like kid PG oriented.
Elon Musk has been
Dude, this is like a 30-minute video. Okay, fine. Let's check it out.
getting absolutely torched for being a weirdo liar by millions of gamers, but he's now responded.
Millions of gamers? Are we there now? Oh, we're at millions? Holy moly, I didn't know we were at millions.
News to talk about today, starting with Elon Musk.
Damn, he's looking fit.
Is a fucking lying loser. Those, understand, are not my words, but rather what we've been seeing gamers saying after months of Musk claiming to be a top player in games like Diablo 4 and the new Path of Exile 2, which then led to accusations that he bought the accounts, as well as speculation from people in the community like Moist Critical that Musk just has a need to be seen as cool and smart.
It's such a weird, stupid thing to even lie about in the first place, and yet here he is telling blatantly obvious fibs. He's got all the money in the world and all of the insecurity imaginable. He has this desperate, insatiable appetite for unconditional love from everyone, and in this pursuit makes everyone hate him through being just a lying cringelord. Like, this is such an unnecessary lie to even tell. He just wants to be viewed as the smartest person to ever grace this space rock that we live on.
I mean, this is really kind of stretching it a little bit, but yeah, kinda.
And the best at everything he even attempts to do, even when he's just not.
Okay, but let's back up a bit here, because this entire situation...
For the PoE thing, the wildest thing is that he wasn't, like, his stream was like showcasing hard content. It just wasn't, because it was like the most juiced character imaginable doing regular maps. Like, there was no bosses. It wasn't like a new character that he was like leveling up, which, you know, if he did that himself, he would know himself that it would be harder. And, like, you know, there's a great opportunity to showcase his ability to play video games, if that's even true, by just like god mode dodge rolling like the Act 2 boss on like a ass-faced hammer warrior. Like, yeah, you know, that would really be impressive, you know.
It's been playing out for months now. Right? I mean, as far back as November, you had Musk bragging about his gaming on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Are you in the top 20 in the world or top 20? Wow, in Diablo.
Yeah, SXC Phil.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody your handle? No, no, don't tell them. Don't tell them. It's not worth it.
Well, they actually listed me with my actual name in the list.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's only 2 Americans in the top 20. The rest, almost everyone is from Asia.
And now, more recently, he's been posting on X about
don't know anything
Exile
about
2,
that.
which is a much harder and more complex game in the same genre that had its early access launch in early December. With him, for example, on December 17, streaming fighting the final endgame boss as a way to show off Starlink's connectivity while even airborne. It also appears that he's been playing on the hardcore game mode, which means that if his character dies even a single time, that he has to make a new character and regrind all those levels. So it's not really meant for casuals, which is then also why a lot of people were surprised when Musk revealed via his Gaming X account that his new character Percy was already on the leaderboard.
Elon Musk's character is currently level 97, aka rank 12 on hardcore, that's permanent death mode, trade league.
And then on January 7th, he did...
Man, I gotta give it to Quinn. You know, when I first saw his video, I just felt like he was like twisting the knife in a little bit, but he kind of dumbed down the situation for all the other media channels to grab it. Overall, pretty big brain move, I would say. I doubted it at first because, like, I probably wouldn't make a follow-up video just for repeating the same stuff. But yeah, it seems to actually have been really effective.
Did another live stream with a character which was now level 97 and way up on the leaderboards. And it's this live stream where borderline irrefutable proof came out that Musk wasn't playing the account himself normally, at least according to very experienced PoE hardcore players and streamers like Quinn and Kripp earlier this week.
Oh my God.
Also, I'll say as a quick note that when this first happened and people started talking, we didn't cover this. Right? It was weird, but Elon's weird. And we were kind of just waiting to see if Elon himself would respond, which he actually did today. So That's why we're talking about it. But apparently, the first big giveaway was his level. For example, Quinn pointing out that getting to 97, it is a major feat and it takes for fucking ever.
2 weeks into the league, when people are playing the game, literally, they're staying up 40 to 50 hours without sleeping, only playing Path of Exile, and they are the most try-hard guys in the world. The highest ranked player on the Hardcore Trade League was level 93.
We then see him point out that despite only being 4 levels away, it's a big grind to get to 97 since the time required is exponentially more, summarizing that Elon has pretty much only been playing PoE, which must
Level 97 is like absolutely insane, but judging by the first few days isn't really like particularly accurate. But like I think Quinn kind of over-exaggerated that it took players so long to hit 93 when the game came out, just to illustrate the point of how much time it takes to go to 97. The difference between 93 and 97 is vast. Okay, so yeah, that's why he's doing that.
Must be especially true because this Percy character was seemingly made in early January after his original character Kekimus Maximus died. So it isn't a month of progress, but a couple of weeks at best doing almost nothing but playing Path of Exile. But then another red flag for Quinn being that Musk had items used for doing endgame content stored as Elon's maps, all of which were relatively easy to complete. And the reason that stands out is that if you're organizing your items, you're not going to write Phil's maps, Phil's currency, but
from my experience, like I got like a second character like 89. That took like no time at all. Like I could level from level 1 to 89 in like one stream. But I couldn't level 92 to 93 in one stream. And like I just can't tell you how exponential it is. I don't know. I don't know. The truth is, I don't know. It's very exponential. It's way more, like after 90. Each level is way more than the previous level.
Just, maps, which to them seem to imply that someone else had set these aside for Elon, not to mention that
Elon Musk didn't play Path of Exile 1. In Path of Exile 2, maps are actually called waystones. And he never actually refers to them as maps. He calls them...
Play another round here. This is a hard level. Waystone.
So it's just kind of weird that he's, again, called his tab Elon's map. So almost like someone who's a Path of Exile 1 veteran, is kind of making that tab and be like, Elon, there's a tab there called Elon's Maps. Grab your map out there. I've rolled them all for you. They're nice and easy.
You also had Quinn saying that Elon clearly doesn't know how to navigate the endgame's core system by clicking on something that is inaccessible over and over, because he'd need to have interacted with this literally thousands of times to get to 97. Or also pointing out that when he's fighting a boss, he runs out of resources despite having ways to refill it instantly.
Just speed running the video
here.
He
doesn't have what's called a loot filter, which hides or highlights gear depending on how important it is. By saying that he's just using the...
Oh, he didn't show the loot... Guys, in Quinn's video, he shows like a PoE 1 no loot filter screen. It's amazing. Oh, that's not the right one to skip, Phil.
Game's default, which no one uses that far into the game. We're saying that the filter is universally used, and I mean universally because the amount of stuff that drops in the game, it can be overwhelming. But it makes it easier to see the good stuff that drops to pick up, which Musk could have used because he just walks by one of the game's most useful and valuable currencies while playing since it's not highlighted in a special way.
But what becomes obviously apparent...
Chaos Orb, no loot filter.
Filter is like, no, he's just running past Chaos Orbs.
Who's that?
He's running past the Chaos Orb.
Chaos Orbs are one of the most important currencies, and they're also really rare. I have about 140 Exalts. I have like 9 Chaos Orbs, just so you guys understand.
But then finally, regarding what people have pointed out, I'll end with how he describes items. Because in short, it's claimed that he doesn't know the fundamentals of how gear works. So the non-technical version is that Musk claims that his gear isn't very good, despite likely being among the best in hardcore right now.
This is a great staff, but it's only a level, 62 staff.
His weapon is, I kid you not, one of the best, if not the best staffs on the entire hardcore trade league.
So I actually think Quinn should have ironed out this point a little bit more, because I don't know if Phil will show it, but Quinn's video is really good on this, but this is the one part I think he could have ironed it. He twist the knife a little bit more, So he shows this staff, and right after he shows like the next best staff that you can buy on hardcore, and it's a staff with 450 damage. It's also a block staff, so it's still a good base. It has the attack speed, but instead of crit chance and crit damage, it has like just garbage, like reduced attribute requirements or something. So it's they're not close. Like, they're not close. I did go over this in my review of this video, but you know, I'm sure some of you guys haven't seen that. If you take away 3 flat crit, and the crit damage bonus on a weapon is a multiplier on your crit multiplier. So it's like 30, because the base crit is 10. So it's 30% more crit, 36% more crit damage, and the staff itself does 10% more damage. All of those things multiply with each other. What Quinn really should have said is that Elon's staff is twice as good as the best staff in the game that you can currently buy on the hardcore league. Twice as good. It's like, it's a phenomenal item.
You cannot even buy it. Insane weapon.
These affixes are, I'd hate to say perfect, but they might be perfect.
Or see of Musk claiming that his gear is so many levels below his level 97 character, except in PoE that has nothing to do with its power. It's just the minimum requirement to use it. Like, there are items that require level 1 and they're among the strongest in the game. And this also isn't stuff that you can just like find on the ground. A player would need to understand how to craft items and trade super efficiently to reportedly even attempt gear this good. And honestly, we could go on and on for the non-gamers out there. This is the smallest version of this story. But
I feel like Phil is just largely repeating Quinn's video, like, point for point. He's not even doing it more efficiently than Quinn, though. I guess you have to like make it transformative and still be like a news channel, I guess that's testament to how good Quinn's video is, right? I mean, if that's what's happening, I guess a really good video. I guess so.
If you want more, and I mean even more granular details, definitely check out Quinn's video. I'm going to link to it in the description. But ultimately, you had Quinn ending his video by saying,
and if you needed any more proof that Elon is 100% boosted, he was playing the game today inside of maps, blasting, while simultaneously on a X space talking to like some far right-wing part of some German government, I don't know, some political bullshit.
And so all of this was enough to convince a lot of people that Musk was just lying about being good at games. Right as we saw Moist Critical putting out a multi-million view video just confused about why he even lies about shit like this. Others saying and asking, you know, obviously it's kind of silly to be so invested in whether or not Elon is lying about his Diablo account, but it's kind of clear he bought it. If he's willing to go on Joe Rogan and lie about something so stupid, is this really someone you want influencing your government? And also, why did it take Path of Exile for people to
But his Diablo playthrough wasn't really scrutinized. I don't did that guy just think it was about Diablo because his Path of Exile and Diablo are the same game because you have a character that kills stuff or something?
realize Elon Musk is a fraud, LOL. In fact, some in the space like Asmongold are so confident that Musk did not pilot his own account that he said,
if Elon Musk can prove that he played this account to 97, I will stream on X starting the day that he proves it for an entire year straight, every single stream that I do.
But with all of that said, today...
It's such a good claim by Asmongold, because it would take such an extraordinary measure for him to even consider streaming on Elon's platform.
Elon Musk actually responded, with him seemingly denying account sharing and joking.
Am I going to comment on the Chinese driver of my Path of Exile account? Yes, his name is Elon Ma, and he's amazing. I rely on him for everything.
With him then quote tweeting that video saying, "I love my Chinese alter ego." Although with that, I'll say the fun here may have come to an end because that character actually died at rank 7 on the leaderboard. So it appears that it's back to square one for Musk and or whoever is playing that account insanely well. Now, as far as what is definitely happening here or what's real or not real, I don't know. With this kind of stuff, I leave it to the nerds to figure out, and I say nerd with love.
What?
I'm a news nerd. I haven't been a gaming nerd in 12 years, broke too many controllers. Only a keyboard or two, always sucked with a keyboard. But for the gamers and non-gamers alike out there, I gotta ask, what are your thoughts about all this drama? But then, to shift gears, we need to talk about this big drone controversy.
Nah, we don't. Yeah.